Hi, and welcome to my channel, Laura's Library Card. So this is part 2 of a vlog. I am trying to vlog this week during the Love in the Night Readathon with sort of mixed results. Like, I'm not doing the best. I uploaded a vlog for the first 2 days, Sunday and Monday, and that went out on Tuesday, and I recorded nothing on Tuesday. I read though, so yay! So this is an update. It is currently Wednesday. Last night I was on a live show, the Romance Tube. I have a regular Tuesday evening where there's sort of a read in. It's usually about an hour. There's a little bit of chatting at the top, and then we kind of read for 40 minutes, and then there's chatting kind of at the last 10 minutes, and it's an hour to try to be productive, and it was great. So I filled in yesterday for Crystal, and I started Barista and the Bear. But I think I'm not going to talk about that because I haven't really read that much of it yet, and I will instead update you on the 2 books that I've already finished. Yay! So I finished, I think it was like late Monday night, I finished The Tenant by Katrina Jackson. So this is a novella, and I was reading this and did a little bit of an update in my first vlog. So the premise of this novella, which is The Tenant by Katrina Jackson, is that Noel, our hero, has just inherited this house from his great aunt Sophie, and he, for reasons, kind of picks up his life and moves to this house. And nobody's lived in this house for like 90 plus years. It's both historic but also falling apart, and because it's been abandoned for so long and needs to be restored, and that's part of why like Noel has moved there. He takes one look at this house and he's like, oh, this is haunted. And it is. And that is the other perspective that we get in this novella, is Ruby, who is the ghost who is haunting this house. And so this novella actually kind of jumps back and forth between Noel's perspective and Ruby's perspective. And we also get some of Ruby's perspective in 1933 when she was alive, or the year that she was, the few like months leading up to her death. So I thought this novella was cute. I thought it was interesting. I think it fulfills my prompts of read a different style, because I've like never read a ghost book. Well, I guess that's not true. I don't know. I mean, there are ghosts in like one of my, what I listed as my host favorite, which was the Charlie Davidson series. But this is like a ghost romance. And also it's a novella, so I felt like those things both counted for like something that's in a different style. And it was also an author of color, and there was one more thing about it too, but now I'm blanking on what it was. But I'll put the challenges here so that we can see what's been checked off. I thought this novella was cute. It was definitely steamy. There was definitely multiple sexy times moments. But I felt like the romance aspect was kind of like the weakest. I really appreciated actually the amount of like background and groundwork that was laid out to support Ruby and her history, and the history of the house, and the history of like sort of like Ruby's family and Noel's family. But like how Noel and Ruby sort of come together, and like their interactions in present time, like I'm willing to like let some of that slide just because I'm like, all right, it's magic, okay, cool. But like I just didn't feel like there was any sense in like their romance, or like why they would like want to be together. So to me, that was just sort of the weakest aspect of this novella. It was still good. It was quick, sort of lighthearted read, as long as you're okay with someone obviously had to have died to become the ghost in the romance. So ultimately, I'm going to give The Tenant by Katrina Jackson, no, my light is going. I'm trying to hurry up. I would give The Tenant by Katrina Jackson like a 3.5 stars. And then today I finished the audiobook of Dark Lover, which is the first in the Black Dagger Brotherhood series that is by J.R. Ward. I was listening to this on the audiobook. I did a few updates in my first vlog. Wow, the light is like really going really fast. Just in case. So I finished Dark Lover today. I listened to a good chunk of it today. I'd say probably like 40% of it I listened to today. And I was feeling a lot of feelings while it was happening, so I'm trying to do this kind of fresh, so I haven't really gotten my thoughts 100% in order yet. Basically, I kind of already said in the first vlog, but again, the premise for Dark Lover is that the hero is the vampire king. His name is Wrath, and he is like a few centuries old, doesn't have a mate, and is like, you know, their species is suffering, vampires are dying out. Okay. And then the heroine of their main female character is Beth, who is half vampire, half human, but she doesn't know that she's half vampire. And so when Wrath comes to tell her that she is part vampire and will be going through that transition to become a vampire soon, and he's there to like help her through that, they like have sparks fly and they're gonna become mates, and it's their love story. The other elements to this book are that there are vampire hunters out there that are known as lessers, and so we follow the perspective of one of those lessers, Mr. X. And then we follow a couple of other characters' perspectives in this book as well. There is this like vampire doctor who helps treat vampires, but also he is kind of mad at Wrath. And we also follow Barista, who is this woman that Wrath used to use or does use for feeding, because vampires don't feed off of humans in this series or in this world. They feed off of another vampire of the opposite sex. And we also follow the perspective of this cop who is human. So I enjoyed this book. It's definitely dated, but to some extent that was kind of part of the, I don't want to say the humor, because this book isn't really meant to be funny, I don't think, but it's just like when someone is like, yo, bro, you dig? That just was sort of humorous to me. But I liked it, and it definitely like is something that I think you got to take it with the book. So the writing is kind of dated, and as a structure, as like a book, I like it's very like insta love, insta lust between our main two characters, and they really don't have like any opportunities to get to know each other before they're already like declaring that they love each other. To some extent, I feel like this book, that I don't think that any of the vampires said for sure that they're like fated mates, because there's definitely implications that he has like chosen Beth as like one who will match him well. There's definitely elements of choice in this, but also like the two of them getting together was very fast, and it was like almost 100% like sex based. And I really just wish we'd had a little more time between Wrath and Beth of them actually like getting to know each other, or having seen any instance or conversation of like realizing that the other person is like a good person or has strength or smarts. I mean, there's like a little bit of that, but they're already kind of like pretty entangled by the time that happens, and there are, and so that was sort of like a weak part. But also I do think that in the latter half of the book, like once they're together and committed, there are actions happening where the two of them have to like come through for each other, and I really felt like those were really strong. I'm trying to be vague because I don't want to be like too spoilery, but basically I like this book. I didn't think it was like amazing, awesome, fantabuloso 5-star read, but I did think it was very strong. I liked the setup of this world. I am intrigued by all of the other brothers in the Black Dagger Brotherhood. I'm interested in everyone else's love story. Even Torment's love story, he's the only one who already has love, who has a mate. And so like I would even be interested in his stories, and like there's many, many, many more books in the series, and there's more than that number of brothers. So I'm kind of like, what are all the books about? But I'm even interested in like Marissa's story and Butch's story and maybe that doctor's story. So I definitely want to continue in this series. I was very intrigued in not in the very, very last epilogue part, with what had happened to Mr. X. because I saw that coming, you know, pretty far away. But the whole like Darius aspect, I was kind of surprised about, and intrigued with. I'm intrigued with this entire kind of world and like the Omega and the. I was listening to it on audiobook and listening to it kind of fast. I think she's the like scribed virgin or something. I'm very interested in this whole world, so I definitely want to continue in the next Black Dagger Brotherhood book. Just don't know when that might be. So I gave I'm gonna give Dark Lover, I think, like a solid 4 stars. I enjoyed it. Wasn't perfect, but I want to continue, and I think it was a good intro to the world. So that is what I have finished so far for the readathon. So that is 2 out of the 4 books that I had on my TBR, and that makes sense because we're on Wednesday. Unfortunately, that means I finished my audiobook. So I have Barista and the Bear that I'm not that far into. So I'm going to work on that this evening and probably come back later and give you another update on Barista and the Bear. And if I can finish that, then I'll only have Wolfsong left, which is great, but I only have that on ebook, so I'm not sure what I'm going to listen to tomorrow at work. Part of me kind of wants to see if the next Black Dagger Brotherhood is available, but then I know I said about the Side Changeling, and I want to get to the Side Changeling series. I'll keep you posted. So yeah, that was me checking in. Talk to you later. Hi, I have read 70% of Barista and the Bear by Rebel Carter. So I'm reading this on ebook, and I am just flying right through it. So far, it's a novella, and so far it pretty much right up front, we meet our 2 main characters. Teresa is our heroine, and she is human, and within the first couple pages, there's this man who has stormed into her coffee shop and is just like staring intently at her. And her coworker says, "Oh, that's a bear shifter, and he's like here for you." And she's like, "What?" So yeah, this is a novella. It's about how this bear shifter dude has just shown up in Teresa's life and is like, "We're mates." And she's like, excuse me, sorry, what? I'm sorry, what? And the whole time she's like feeling this pull. So one thing I think is really interesting about this is that magic like exists in this world, in this universe. It is known that there are humans and witches and fae and shifters, and that's just like a thing. It's not like shifters are a sort of secret society or anything like that. So Teresa is familiar with mates, but like not super familiar with mates, and also she thinks of herself as human, so she's kind of like confused as to, she's like, you know, I'm not a mate for a bear shifter. So I'm liking this story. It is just flying along. I am loving how quick it is going. I don't think the writing is really quite top notch. I think some of it is also like editing / format. I feel like there are a lot of missing like punctuation marks and stuff, which is annoying to me, like personally as a reader, because I didn't realize how important commas are until you're reading, and then suddenly you have to stop and reread that sentence and give different inflection, because suddenly it's really something that really needs a dash or a comma. So there's a lot of that happening in this book. I think it could have used another pass-through edits. But also I really like commas, so like that's kind of me. But also I feel like the writing is not poor, but like just brief. Like it's just very, like it sort of feels almost like a first draft of a book that like then the author was going to come back in and flush out a little bit more. I don't know, there's like weird timing, writing something is like kind of just like clunky. I feel like we're missing chunks of the story. And I don't know if that was to get it to a certain word count. I don't know if that was sort of stream of consciousness writing, but so far I'm like not that impressed with the writing. The story is good. I sort of feel like I wish I knew a little bit more about our characters. But to me, this is, everything I'm describing is sort of the failings that I have found in novellas. There's just not enough time to get to know our characters or to really have them develop into anything that's super exciting. In my personal opinion, I have found novellas that work. Like I really liked Mating the Huntress. And I bet there's other ones out there. I'm not saying all novellas, but like this one I think is suffering from trying to do too much in too few page count. That being said, I I like that sort of the main conflict of this is that because magic exists and because magic is what makes fated mates happen, Teresa is really kind of doubting the longevity of this connection and sort of the truth of this connection. Like, she's feeling a pull toward Cash, and Cash is like, well, you're my mate, so like it's a done deal. But also Teresa's just like not ready. Like, she wants to get to know him, and she's like, if we're gonna be together forever, like, I want it to be more than just magic pulling us together, which I think is totally understandable and very like a contemporary thing to be concerned about. So yeah, I'm enjoying this, and I like Teresa's inner monologue. I feel like she is like logical and smart, and also she's definitely being swayed by the magic in like a like lusty way. There really hasn't been anything too like steamy yet, but I have like the last 30% or so, so I will tune in at the end when I have finished Barista and the Bear. Okay, so it's late. I didn't feel like going and setting everything up. Um, but I finished Barista and the Bear by Rebel Carter. I only had a last 30% or something to go. Um, and I thought it was really cute. Overall, I would say I liked it. I thought it was quick. I thought it was light. I thought it was fluffy. Yes, is the writing maybe not the best ever? Is it maybe not like perfect? But whatever. It was still cute, and it had just the right amount of steam. Right there in the last 30%, there was sort of, because magic, more tension and conflict introduced just because we needed to get our characters like officially together, which was fine. Didn't bother me at all. It was made just as much sense as all the rest of it. So yeah, I was pleased with this group book. I don't. That is my husband laughing weirdly in the other room. I don't know if you could hear that. Yeah, by the end of it, I was just like pleased. I thought it ended on like a nice note with the official bonding of the mates. And I definitely would be interested in keeping, reading the next story. There was a little excerpt at the end for the next book. So yeah, I'll have to check out more by Rebel Carter. See you tomorrow. Oh, so the next thing is, I pretty much, so that was 3 out of 4 that I had on my TBR. I finished my audiobook, which was Dark Lover, which I already talked about. So for the audiobook that I'm going to have, I like to have one at work going. I think I'm going to get the next book in the Black Dagger Brotherhood series, Lover Eternal. I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish it in 2 days because it's Wednesday night. So, there's only 2 days of work days left, but I don't have anything planned on Saturday except for the live show. Don't forget, live show for Barista and the Bear, November 14th. Date on the screen. And it was on the screen probably earlier in this video. Editing Laura, make it happen. So I don't know that I can finish an audiobook in just Thursday and Friday, but I'm going to try. So I think that's my plan. And then I have Wolfsong. So yes, I left Wolfsong, which is like kind of not a chunker, but like a bigger book than any of the other ones that I've read, for last. But I'm also kind of, I don't want to say I'm most interested, but I'm definitely excited for Wolfsong. So I will try to tune in tomorrow and then probably post vlog number 2. Good night, Phoebe. Hi. Hi, pretty kitty. She's like, why are you just filming me? Pet me. Last week, I was watching Crystal from Crystal's Bookish Life do vlogs for her paranormal romance readathon, and she was making drinks that were recommended by her followers, I guess. And one day she made a drink of sugar cookie sleigh ride tea, and I was like, that sounds great. So I bought some. Sugar cookie sleigh ride tea, which I'm really excited for. And it came in this holiday pack. So now I have candy cane tea, gingerbread spice, and cranberry vanilla wonderland, which I think my husband will really enjoy. In the box, that cranberry vanilla really smells like a Fig Newton. But here, just sniffing the cup, it's way too hot to drink. I haven't even finished steeping yet. It smells much more of that cranberry flavor or scent is coming through. And then okay, good. The sugar cookie sleigh ride in the box sort of smelled a little bit like Play-Doh to me, but it definitely smells stronger of the sugar cookie now. Hi, okay, so this is me checking in for my vlog that I have not been great about doing. It is Friday after work. I'm home from work. There's almost no light left, so yay. But yeah, okay, so how have I been doing? I've been doing really great. So earlier this week I finished and I think talked about Dark Lover by J.R. Ward and The Tenant by Katrina Jackson. Since then, I have read, I think I checked in at like 70% for Barista and the Bear. Anyway, I liked that. That was our group book. It was this cute novella. It was light. It was very lighthearted. It was very like heartwarming. It was very quick. I think it definitely kind of suffers from novella syndrome. In that I just wanted more. Like that's kind of usually what I walk away from novellas feeling, is that I just really wish it was a novel that I had more for. So it's just a really cute, fluffy romance. And I think I'll give it, I think it deserves like a solid 4 stars. I really enjoyed it, but I just wanted more. And I felt like there was a little bit of, the writing wasn't perfect and the punctuation was weird. I don't know if that's just my copy or what, but yeah, I really enjoyed it and I want to check out more by Rebel Carter. Immediately after I finished Dark Lover, which was the only audiobook that I had on my TBR, I was like, well, I have solid 2 more days of work during which I could listen to audiobooks. So I downloaded the second book to the Black Dagger Brotherhood series, which is Lover Eternal. And now we are here at the end of Friday and I only have 1 part of 12 left. I am 11/12ths of the way through it. And I really just enjoyed this. I mean, again, is it perfect? No, but is it amazingly fun and enjoyable? Yes. So Lover Eternal is the second book, like I said, and it follows Rage and Mary. Mary is a human. She has leukemia. She, sort of by circumstances, comes to the Black Dagger Brotherhood, and that is where she encounters Rage, and Rage just sort of immediately latches onto her and is like, yep, you're special, you're my girl, like, yep. So I felt like some of the conflict in this book was sort of, I don't want to say unnecessary. I felt like the conflict of Rage's like beast or the curse that's on him being a potential danger to Mary, like I understood that and I wanted that to be resolved, and I felt like that was pretty good conflict, like as an external force. Also the external force of conflict in that he's a vampire and she is human, like how is that gonna, be worked out satisfactorily? I was happy with that. But like all of their like internal conflict of like he views her as like too strong, like she's really trying to prevent herself from falling for this guy because she just got this like diagnosis and she knows how hard she's gonna have going forward in the next couple months as she goes through treatment and tries to beat the leukemia, and so she just kind of wants to prevent Rage from having to be by her side as she suffers and goes through all that treatment and stuff. But also, like, she doesn't want herself to fall for him when she's, like, gonna have such a short time with him. So I'm enjoying this book. I've been pulled right along. The subplots, I think, are like, not the subplots, but the other, like, sort of tertiary, secondary plots that are happening in this book are enjoyable. There is this, like, young vampire warrior young man who hasn't like gone through his transformation yet, who is sort of being taken in by the Brotherhood. Spoiler alert, spoilers for like 10 seconds. I think that's going to be Darius, but I don't know how that's going to be confirmed or denied. And spoilers are done now. So yeah, I'm really enjoying Lover Eternal. I definitely am going to try to finish that tonight during Izzy's reading sprints. And I started Wolf's Song last night during my live show. And as soon as I'm done with Lover Eternal, I'm going to jump into Wolf's Song. And I'm already really liking it. I'm not that far in. I'm like not even 10%, I don't think, to Wolf's Song. And I really am enjoying the writing. It's like vulnerable and like tender. And I really like Ox as a character. I just want to like wrap him up in a big hug. And I'm very intrigued as to where this is going to go, like going to go forward. So I want to like both dive in and just like plow through the whole of Wolf Song, but I also like want it to last and enjoy it. So I will try to tune back in more with more Wolf Song updates later. Okay, bye. Okay, so hi, it is late Friday. It is like 11 o'clock ish. So technically this is the last, this is the last night of the Love in the Night readathon, but I have all day tomorrow too. But I think I'm going to end my vlog here with this last clip. So yeah, and honestly, I think I'm going to end my vlogs for Love in the Night here. I finished Lover Eternal, which was the second book in the Black Dagger Brotherhood series, by J.R. Ward. I was listening to that on audiobook. It was not part of my original TBR for this readathon because I didn't think I was going to get to it. But when I needed another audiobook, I really enjoyed the first one. So I was like, I got to dive right in. So yes, I finished that tonight. I was listening to it during Izzy's live show. And not gonna lie, I cried a bit. I'll tell you why. I'll put spoilers here. So I'm just going to talk for like 3 sentences. So just skip ahead like 10 seconds. For spoilers for the end of the book of the second book, which was Lover Eternal. Okay, jump now. Basically, somebody makes a sacrifice for the other person in the name of love. And I was just like, oh my God. But yeah, it is a happily ever after, happy for now. So, and I knew that, I just didn't know how it was going to like resolve to be that way. So yeah, I really enjoyed Lover Eternal. Again, do I think it was like the best written book ever? No. And this one I thought was kind of missing some of the steaminess. But I mean, it was still steamy, but like there were more conflicts in this book to hold off on the sexy times. But I still really liked it, and I do want to continue this series. Part of what I did for the first sprint before I joined Izzy's live was I was trying to plan out like my reading for the rest of the year, and I already feel like it's kind of full, so I don't know where I'm going to fit in this this series, the Black Dagger Brotherhood, but I do want to continue it. I did hint in a previous clip and on the live show, I have started Wolf Song, which is by TJ Klune and is the first book in a series, Green Creek. I think it's Green Creek. I'm only like 12 or 13% right now. And I'm really, really liking it. So far I'm finding it really pretty and like lyrical and like just like vulnerable and tender. I have a feeling this is going to be a book and a series that really kind of sticks with me for a while. So I think I'm going to end the vlog here and okay, so hold up. I realized when I was editing this vlog that I never actually did an official final wrap up. So very briefly, here it is. For the Love in the Night readathon, finished 4 books. Before the readathon started, I followed all the hosts, and all of them should be linked down in the description if you want to go follow them as well. I also posted a TBR, and I mostly stuck to that. I did finish 4 books for sure. I read The Tenant by Katrina Jackson. This satisfied the prompt of read an author of color and also read in a different style because it was like about ghost romance and stuff, so I thought that was kind of different. I also finished our group book, which was Barista and the Bear by Rebel Carter. This satisfies the prompts of read a shifter novel and read the group book. I also finished Dark Lover, which by J.R. Ward, which is the first book in the Black Dagger Brotherhood series. This is Tamika's host favorite, so I was able to tick off read a host favorite, and also it is a vampire novel, so I got that box as well. And then I have Wolfsong, and I am partway into it, but I haven't technically finished it yet. Because I kind of want to do a separate vlog for Wolfsong. So the 4th book that I actually did finish was Lover Eternal, which is the 2nd book in the Black Dagger Brotherhood series by J.R. Ward. So that checks off the read a sequel box. So this is me filming and tacking on my wrap up video part at the end of my vlog. I was able to clear the whole board except for read an LGBTQIAP+ prompt. But Wolfsong does satisfy that, so I'm going to declare that I have cleared the whole board, even though I technically haven't finished Wolfsong yet. But I'm going to soon. So yes, there we go. I cleared the board. I conquered Love of the Night. I loved reading the paranormal romance that I did. I definitely want to continue reading more by Rebel Carter. I think Katrina Jackson has more books that aren't paranormal romance. Definitely want to continue the Black Dagger Brotherhood series, and I'm really excited for that. So there's my wrap up. Okay, back to the actual end of the video. Bye. And I'll leave you on that tantalizing note, and I'm going to try to read a lot of Wolfsong tonight and all day tomorrow. So I would like to do like a Wolfsong specific vlog. I don't know how that will go, but yeah, so thank you so much for participating in the Love of the Night Readathon. If you did, let me know down in the comments what books you finished and what your favorite book was. And even if you didn't participate, just tell me like a really great paranormal romance that you've read, or if you've never read paranormal romance. Yeah, so thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel, and let me know if you want to see more vlogs from me in the future. Okay, bye.